Shalom, giving all praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations as always to the elect. And I wanted to touch on this article real quick. As you can see the title, all right, off of The Guardian, Rise and Popularity of Anal Sex has led to health problems for women. All right, and this is a very, very unclean practice. I remember some years ago, we were getting on ISUPK because General Yohana and the men of his camp were teaching Israelites that it's okay for you to do this. All right, and this is sodomy. Okay, just because you're doing it with a woman doesn't make it right. All right, the anus is not made to be penetrated. Okay, and if any of you Israelites out there doing that, you need to stop. Okay, the only sex, all right, is a penis going into a vagina, man. Okay, it's nasty as hell for you to lay up there and put your rod inside of a anus. Okay, and it's nasty as hell, but as you can see here, it leads to health issues. As you can see, there's a rise in the popularity of this behavior because we're living in Sodom and Egypt, okay? And from what I'm hearing, brothers say a lot of the music of today glorifies this, act. A lot of the women talk about it in their raps, and the men as well, all right? But look what it's leading to, okay? Incontinence, all right, meaning you can't hold your bowels, bleeding, and STIs among consequences, says two surgeons who want doctors to raise the topic with patients. Okay, and people who live the alphabet lifestyle, when they go and get health insurance, right, statistics show that their health insurance is higher because what? The lifestyle that they live. Okay, so right here it says women in the UK are suffering injuries and other health problems as a result to the growing popularity of anal sex among straight couples. Okay, so the alphabet people are catching hell with this because that's what they do now. You have the straight couples doing it. Okay, the consequence include incontinence, STDs, STIs, as well as pain and bleeding because they have experienced bodily trauma while engaging in the practice, while doctors write in an article. Okay, and that hole is not made to be penetrated. Okay, again, sex is a penis entering into a vagina. All right, but what people have done, as the scriptures say, is they've taken, all right, the creation and said they can do what the hell they want to do with it, and there's all of these consequences. Okay, this is the book of Romans 1:24. It says, wherefore God gave them up to uncleanliness through the lust of their hearts or their minds to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. And anal sex, you're dishonoring your body. Okay, this is a vile practice. Okay, do you go and stick your hand in a garbage? Now, if you drop something in your garbage at home, but do you just go to a a random garbage? All right, because that's what exits out of that garbage. Okay, that's a nasty practice, man. Ugh, it's filthy. And again, ISUPK years ago were teaching Israelites or that that's okay. You could put it in the ears, the eye, put it anywhere. Completely wicked, man. And that action of anal sex comes with a lot of consequences, as we're seeing this article. It says, who changed the truth of God into a lie and worshiped and served the creature more than the creator, who was blessed forever among. Okay. It says, for this cause God gave them up to vile affections, and even their women did change the natural use, which is against nature. Okay. So you got the stud movement going on, okay? Let's read that in the NLT. This is why God abandoned them to their shameful desires Even women turned against the natural way to have sex, instead indulged with sex with each other. Okay, and in Egypt, that's where the dildo goes back to. And now they got the strap on. Okay, so the women, they're leaving the men alone, but then they're walking around with these strap-ons. Okay, just dogging each other, just dogging each other out. All right, and likewise, also the men leaving. And then when these women leave the men alone because they tired of men, and they deal with the studs are more abusive, and the strap-on don't go down. So all day they just lay down, bitch. All day, completely nasty. And likewise, also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust towards one another, men with men working that which is unseemly, receiving themselves that recompense of their error, which was meat. All right, NLT. And the men, instead of having normal sexual relations with women, burn with lust for each other. All right, and this is a heightened mindset here in Babylon, all through the world, but here in Babylon is the hub of it. All right, men did shameful things with other men, and as a result of this sin, they suffered within themselves and the penalty that they deserved. Okay, and even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind to do the things which are not convenient. And that's a not convenient. And as you can see, it says you get the penalty that you deserve. All right, and we're seeing the penalties that come with this, which we're not going to read through a lot of this article because I got to go. I had a schedule change, so Lord willing, I can adapt. But it's leading to trauma. Okay, and now they're calling on health experts to tell patients that this is not a practice that they should be indulging in because of the results of it. Okay, well, sticking to the scriptures, all right, is proven again to be the best way to live. Okay, and as we just read in the book of Romans, because you got a lot of people that like to say, well, that's in the Old Testament when you go to Leviticus 20. Well, we just read Paul, okay, speaking against the behavior of his people, because that was Israelites in Rome, all right, doing as the Romans and the Greeks did. And as you can see, idol worship, which is tied to all of those practices, leads to what? All right, a dumbed down, all right, unhealthy, sick, destroyed, okay, and wearisome life, man. So I just wanted to get into that, man. Shalom.